Oh, Abducts and Blinding Clouds could be big. Abducts on the libs, Blinding Clouds on the tanks. The ghosts are trying to pull back, but they're all in one big clump. It seems like just one player is microing all of the ghosts. All right, everybody. Welcome back. We're doing a first-person view commentary here of the smartest player in the world doing the best practice in the world. It's, of course, Reynor. Some of you may have seen this video over on his YouTube channel, and he recorded this live on stream playing against 4 Grandmasters and a Diamond 1 player all at once. This is the same practice that Reynor invented. In 2020, he could not get enough practice to play against guys like Maru and Beyond because he said the European Terrans just weren't as fast and as good as them. So he started getting groups of players to play Archon mode against him, where he would have 5 high-level players or 4 high-level players. I remember him initially doing this with multiple pro gamers against him, but he's realized he doesn't even need pros. He can get regular GMs, because if you've got one guy controlling a Liberator, one guy controlling some Hellions, another guy controlling a Medevac drop, and another dude macroing perfectly at the same time, it becomes an impossible test of your mechanics, and it forces you to both learn strategically and kind of like where you allocate your units to block what your opponent's throwing at you, but also just to develop your speed and your calm under pressure. After that practice and some coaching from the lovely Lambo, Reynor won his first World Championship online in 2021. He was in the finals the year before, got kind of bopped by Dark. He won that finals, looked amazing against Zest. And the year after that, he was in the finals again. He barely lost to Serral. And I think doing this sort of practice was a big part of it, so I'm really keen to cast him playing first person. Watch how he handles the insane pressure that's coming at him. Because remember, for those who don't remember, during that tournament, he destroyed Maru in the early game. He destroyed every single Terran player. I think people might have tried this once or twice, but no one did it in a committed form previously. Whereas Reynor was like, oh, no, I'm doing this every day. And he became so much faster than everyone. He invented keeping your defensive queens on 2 control groups while your injecting queens are on a 3rd control group. That's right, he has 3 queen control groups for the early game. And because of that, no one had dealt with this before. So normally the Hellions would go to one lane, pick off a creep tumor, go to the other lane, pick off a tumor, and the queens would always be kind of playing catch up because they're slower. But then Maru was playing and he's like, wait, you just have Hellions on the front line the entire time. What the hell? How do I stop this? So he was struggling really, really hard just to deal with it. The creep was at his doorstep. Maru still beat him in late game a bunch of times in that tournament, but he had to do it from way behind, which was still an epic feat for Maru and kind of showed that Reynor was weak in the late game. But it was just really amazing to watch. Now, interesting, guys, this was a 15-15 opening, so he didn't have to go any Zerglings. He's taken a very quick 3rd, though, which is why he's going to have a super late ling speed. So this is pretty much a gasless opening. He has 1 gas, but only 1 worker. Now you might be wondering, why are the graphics so bad? Pros like to often play on low graphics, and the reason they do that is because the low graphics are simpler, and it takes less performance, which means a higher FPS. You can see in the top left, he's got those numbers. He's at about 250, 300 FPS. Really smooth, makes it easier to micro, and there's just less visual clutter and details. I used to play like this all the time. It is kind of weird looking at it these days after years of being more focused on streaming and content creation and, you know, having the physics turned on so there's chunks of Marines flying across the map when they get killed. Like, I love that stuff. It looks cool, but if you're just a serious player who wants to win their money, usually playing on lower settings is super reliable, especially playing at tournaments. Sometimes a computer's going to have a bit better performance or a bit worse performance. Keeps things really clean, no shiny stuff, very easy on the eyes. Of course, for a lot of people watching, they go, easy on the eyes, it's ugly, I don't like it, Pig, it's so ugly. And what can I say, guys? This is what we get whenever we watch those first-person views. Now, notice he's already spread his queens. You can see his control groups out to the left. So he's got control group 3 and 4, 2 queens on the top in front of the 3rd, 2 queens out front the natural. But notice these units are already being way more annoying than you'd ever get. Look, there's even a Marine on his side of the map. So it's even unrealistic, the amount of pressure that he deals with. And some people would say, well, isn't it bad practice if they're doing things he probably won't run into? No. Because what is StarCraft? StarCraft is a game where, oh, he loses the Spore. Oh, this is such annoying harassment. Oh, the Hellions are running in. The Hellions are running in. Oh, they're going to grab a drone or 2, but the Roaches will push it back. He played no ling speed. Oh my god, the multitasking. These guys are being so annoying. That Reaper is still alive. Normally when someone micros like this, it means they're mismacroing at home. But even Clem is not capable of this level of pressure. Okay, so what was I saying before 5 things started happening at once? Yeah, essentially, this is StarCraft is a game where you are trying to play a musical piece. Think of it as trying to play master a very hard song on the piano. but at the same time, your opponent's constantly kicking you in the groin and trying to like hit your hand with a hammer. So you're trying to dodge the hammer while continuing to play the song and not lose too much time and get too thrown off. That's what StarCraft is. So getting practice against things you're not used to playing against is great because it conditions you to adapt in high-pressure situations to things that you don't necessarily have exact experience with. So this is great for putting a pro beyond their comfort zone where they feel like they're not completely in control and they have to just learn how to adapt to that. Look at that. Great Evo Chamber block. He builds a Spore Crawler to try and defend, and he's going to try and get that 4th base up now. The Roaches and the Queens are ferrying these units away. And this is just beautiful defense by Reina so far. But, oh, the Hellions denying the 4th. This guy's so annoying. I think the Hellions will die now. No, they got out. They got out. Oh, my God. These guys are actually really good. These guys are really good. This is insanely frustrating. Because normally in StarCraft, there's a lot of I know you're looking here, therefore you can't be looking there. Okay, you're doing this thing well, you're probably doing other things badly. And there's always that give and take. You simply cannot rely on that assumption when you're playing the very best. The top 3 or 4 players will always surprise you with their ability to handle many things at once or look at 2 places at once and manage them. And it's the same thing here, playing against 5 players at once. And, oh, for those who don't know, Katowice is in about a week. It's very soon. It's a $500,000 tournament. And this sort of practice right before it is telling you Reina is in try-hard mode. He wants to win another massive tournament. The last time he practiced really hard, a lot of people think he's washed up lately. The last, maybe, especially a month ago. I'm like, oh, Reina's washed. He's not that good. You got to remember the last time he practiced really, really hard was for Gamers 8, a $400,000 tournament in the middle of the year, which he dominated. He looked unstoppable at that tournament. And it was the same thing. He had Lambo coaching him for the tournament. He practiced really hard, just, you know, lived and breathed StarCraft. And I've told you guys a few times, I've mentioned this quote, and I don't mean it to, like, you know, make you guys hate on Reina or anything. But he said, oh, I'm so sick of StarCraft. Like, after that tournament, he's like, dude, for like 3 months, all I did was play StarCraft, like 12 hours a day, think about StarCraft, shower, thinking about StarCraft, dream about StarCraft, wake up, play StarCraft. He's like, I was kind of burnt out after that, but it was worth it because I won a $400,000 tournament, and that's a good bit of cash. And he's really taken it easy since then. He still plays tournaments, but he's mostly having fun, mostly streaming League of Legends for a few months, and now he's back on the grind. For not as big a period, it's been about a month of him being on the grind. Basically all of January, he's been back on that grind, and you've seen massive gains in his skill. His ZVT, he's had a few series where Clem wiped him, but he's also had a few series where he wiped Clem. Several has been causing him problems for sure. Protoss, he's had some amazing comebacks and kind of mixed results. Like Hero has caused him some problems, but he's caused Hero some problems. They're about 50-50. I do wonder how he's doing against Max Packs right now. I think that's normally something you'd need to test out, but since Max Packs isn't going to show up to a live tournament, it's not the biggest concern, because I don't think Classic's anywhere near as good as him as the second best macro Protoss, Max Packs being the best macro Protoss in the world. Now, let's keep casting this game. These Marines are being very annoying. Notice these players aren't losing their units. The secret to playing Archon mode is do not throw your units away. Okay, Ling's in the right. We've got the Marines on the left side. I'm just going to start play by playing this now because this is getting absolutely wild. There's so much stuff going on. The Banshees are still annoying. Queen's getting caught out. They have to turn to fight. He's got Roach, Ling in the middle. The Lings trying to split to the south. The Roach is out of position in the top right. You can't get pulled out of position. Problem is, if he doesn't get any mobile anti-air, it feels like he's just stuck on the defense. Now, I believe he's playing Ling, Bane, and he's going to go, I think Vipers for anti-air. Yeah, it's a very slow anti-air, but it does work eventually. I think we'll probably see Ultralisks in the near future as well. I don't know how he is keeping up with so many things at once. Notice, Army in the top right is split onto 6. So he's got a small squad of 11 units to cover that drop in the top right. He said, that's not important. Let's just leave a few guys there. He's got main army on 2, 54 units. And then he's, of course, got Vipers on 3. He just built 4 Vipers because he really wants to stop this harassment. That's a reaction to the heavy harassment they're doing. Army 4 is this army down in the bottom left. That's the Ling Bane army. You can see it in the control groups. Yeah, 4 Vipers, more than you'd go in a normal game. But it's an adjustment to how these guys are playing that makes sense in the situation where your opponent is non-stop harassing. Drop in the back of the main, back of the natural, attack on the front, clearing creep, and a Banshee on the left side. This is frustrating right now, but not for Reina. He has conditioned himself to be able to deal with this. He's getting into a macro game, something which is kind of scary, but his opponents will have one weakness. Nice, Abduct to catch that medevac. The weakness is coordinating big fights. He's going to be a little bit more organized than they will. Did I just see Yo-Yo? Oh, is Yo-Yo in this game as well? Oh, I didn't realize Yo-Yo was in the game. Yo-Yo say no, no. Yo-Yo has made it to a really high level with random recently. Yo-Yo is a very, very good player. Here we go. Okay, we've got Ravagerling Bane on all sides right now. He's going to start shutting those drops down. This is where the Terrans need to start microing bigger armies, and that's going to be tough for them. I think, honestly, they should probably be going more Widow Mine heavy to create more problems. That's the one thing we haven't really seen Widow Mines yet, and I think that might be their biggest mistake so far. Because as good as drops are, you need to tax Reyna's APM and get Widow Mines out there. And if you can do that, dude, that'll be massive. I'm really curious to hear everyone's thoughts, by the way. Do you guys think Reyna's going to win Katowice? Does he have a chance? Does it rely on someone else eliminating Serral? Because I feel like as long as he doesn't play Serral, he could win. But against Serral right now, I feel like he could beat Serral. But like he'll need to have cooked something up because Serral has a bit of that aura of I can kill you with sharp timings, but no one can beat me in late game. And if you're afraid of Serral's timing attacks and he'll beat you in the long game, that's very scary. It's like, if it's just one of those, you can deal with it with preparation and strategy, but both of those is like, oh man. Dude, these are darks. Oh, we let that one escape. Ah, well. Cleaning up some of those medevacs. Nice Viper usage. The sound's breaking a little bit right now. Too many sound effects happening at once, I think. That's like a bug, I think, if there's too much stuff. Ooh. Sounds like the audio's going a bit derpy, right, guys? I might mute the in-game audio from the VOD. If that keeps sounding a bit weird. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna mute the audio, guys. We're gonna play with no audio and see if that fixes after a few minutes. Big thanks, by the way, to Rainer for letting us react to this video and cast it off of his video. Okay, now he's gonna counterattack. Oh my god, they've already got so many ghosts! Oh, they're gonna play late game as well. I didn't even consider this. I thought they'd just try to win in the mid game. But if they have like 3 different players controlling ghosts, oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's a big issue. That's a really, really big issue. Because normally it's hard for the Terran to manage everything. I didn't even consider how much of a nightmare late game is going to be against guys who've got ghosts being individually controlled by each player. Oh my lord. If they get mass orbital up, he's in big trouble. Rainer needs to try to find a way to make a play, but he's struggling right now. These drops are being so annoying. His creep is being somewhat contained. I do still think there's been a lack of Widow Mines on the front, and I do think that would cause him so many more problems. However, Rainer's doing a great job. He's on 5 bases, 6 base in the bottom left. Army in the top right. Army goes to the watchtower. Viper's coming forward. He's looking for the abducts. If he could abduct the ghosts, but it's dangerous. They could get sniped or EMP'd. He's going to roll forward with the Banelings going for the planetary. He's going to go for the double command center snipe. Oh, he gets the double, the 2-for-1. Planetary and the orbital next to it. Oh my god, double lib sieging on his base. He's got a lot of spores there though, so he does defend it, sends the drones back to mining. He's pulled his queens back right now. The Vipers are gathering a bit more energy. Careful not to kill the hatchery there, mate. Ultra Cavern is finished. Okay, his FPS has dropped to about 130, by the way, which means definitely not the highest performance, but it's late game, so it's fair enough. That ZVT with so much Ling Bane and tiny units on the map, as well as all the creep, does tend to lower performance a little bit. We'll see if he's still able to play his best here. Abduct on the Liberator does go down. Parasitic Bomb as well. And a second Abduct to confirm the kill. Not the most easy way to kill air units, but the Vipers will get high value over time by using those spells. Personally, I'm hoping we have like a crazy run. We just get some bizarre finals between like Estrella and... I don't even know. Estrella and Beyond would be a fun finals. Oh, Siege Tank Marine push in the bottom left, but he catches it. Oh, it's just a Siege Tank push. Oh. Okay, I don't know why there's 2 tanks in a medevac. It's so random. Okay, oh, he's gonna go for it. Big attack, he's pre-spreading on the front, he's going for it. He's gonna go for Blinding Clouds. Oh, but man, the Vipers get hit by EMPs. He only gets a single abduct there. There is one of his stream alerts on screen, but it is what it is. He's gonna get on top of the tanks. The Liberator there taking some biles. Queen's taking damage on the other side. He's trying to defend harassment at the same time. It looks like he got Lings in the third on the left. I think they're doing a lot of damage. It looks like Lings on the third are doing a lot. There are Liberators sieging in like 4 bases at once right now. Oh my god, the overload has got to be painful. This is ridiculous. Liberator is coming in from behind the mineral lines, trying to siege up these bases. Oh man. Oh man. He's got like 18 idle drones right now. He's got spores everywhere, but he's going to need even more of them. He's got Lings on the left. If he could kill that command center, maybe no one's watching, he might be able to kill that command center. But it looks like it lifted up. Hard to tell on that mini-map. Indeed, it did get saved. Queens are still trying to hang on and defend. I would love to see the units lost tab in this game. It does feel like Reynor is handling things about as well as he possibly could. You know, I really do feel it's mechanics and pressure practice. It did it initially, like it helps him also be very clean on his early defense. I think when you get to this stage, this is so different to a normal late game that strategically it doesn't actually cross over. However, the pressure and the pace is such good practice anyway. You don't want all of your practice to be this, because they're playing so different to a single player would ever play. But it's such a good pressure test, and it's really gonna. This is conditioning, you know, great conditioning. Viper there, gonna try and parasitic bomb that medevac. It was out of vision. Where is it? He's like, die, man! He finally drops that parasitic bomb on it. Lings in the top side, denying that top right base. If he can mine out the corners, I think Reynor wins this game. If he can't mine those corners, things will be tough. He's building a Spire now. Little surprised he didn't get that earlier. Something I've been calling for a bit more in top Zerg players ZVT is a bit more Spire play. My god, this is dizzying. Let us know in the comments if you've made it this far without feeling nauseous. If so, you are a stronger man than many. Don't be afraid to just close your eyes for a few seconds before looking at the screen again, because it is ridiculous. The pace that his camera is moving around is wildly insane. Lingbane Roach on the right pulling back. Big Ling run by on the left. The Liberators. I feel like nukes would be very hard for him to deal with as well. Liberator sieging from far away. The only problem the Terran's having is it's hard to utilize 5 players to do a big frontal push. It's almost all harassment and slow expansions. I think they should creep planetary fortresses out and try to like just really slowly secure these edge bases. As long as they get the top right corner and trade better than Reynor, they will win in the long run. But man, this game's been hectic so far. Reynor's finally getting a bit of bank. Oh, no Banelings. Can't engage those ghosts. That's got to be what he focuses on, though. Surely Infestors. Against the guy who's playing ghosts, I feel like you should always go for a few Infestors. This is something, though, Reynor really hasn't been believing in the Infestors recently. He's gone... for a long time, he hated them. He started using them and had some great success occasionally with them. But he's gone away from them again. Back to the Lingbane Ravager with the Viper support. Oh, man, these libs are getting a bit of value. Starting to be very annoying. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 11 drones are idle right now. There's a nuke on the right side. He's gonna catch it though. Nice catch. Oh, the nuke does go down. Hatchery barely alive on that right side. He's got a few Infestors out now. I love to see it. Now notice his Infestors don't have a control group yet. There is too much chaos on. He still has 3 ground army groups, a Viper group. He's got a few Corruptors here, which I believe are just on his main army key. Because he's out of control groups, and at this point, he has to just kind of do things manually. Liberator will defend that left base eventually. He's like going to force it to lift, but he's losing so many Zerglings. Each one's only 25 minerals. He has a lot of minerals. It's not a short-term problem. It's a long-term problem that I'm describing. Because the more of these units he bleeds out, it's a long-term efficiency problem. He's mining out his side of the map faster than the Terran is. Or the Terrans, I should say. The Terrans, they're going to be more efficient in the long term. So if they can just keep picking at him like this, especially those Liberators just killing dozens and dozens of Zerglings, then Reynor's going to really struggle. But if he can deny this base, you can see he's got his target in sight. Oh, they let him take the tower. Reynor's getting ready. Oh, Abducts and Blinding Clouds could be big. Abducts on the libs, Blinding Clouds on the tanks. The ghosts are trying to pull back, but they're all in one big clump. It seems like just one player is microing all of the ghosts. That is surprising. Oh, they're cloaked, they're clumped. The Banelings are trying to blow up on those ghosts. He doesn't have an Overseer there, but he can still do damage to them just by rolling next to them. Good spready on the ghost, though, from what we could see. The Corruptors do clean up most of their side, though. It looks like the Command Center will probably go down as well. It's an expensive trade for both sides. I think Reynor does slightly win that fight, though. Having denied the base, it should actually be a very good situation after that. But remember, his mineral bank is not that high. And they could be mining the top right. If they've got the top right mining right now as well, losing that base is not really a big problem. They're still going to have a lot more minerals on their side. Easy remax potential with some mass mules. He's out of control. Groups. Nice call from Twitch chat there. Main army 1, Vipers 2, Corruptors on 3 now, but there's 20 units on that hotkey, so I guess the Corruptors have joined the 3rd army group to clean up drops and Liberators. My god, this Liberator harass is incessant! My lord, he's frustrating to play against! These 5 Terrans are being ridiculous. Oh, man. Oh, my lord. They are mostly on the lower end of GM, these Terran players, but it doesn't matter when there's 5 of you playing at once. This is ridiculous. They're able to just split up their focus, and Raynor is not able to micro everywhere at once. Things like the Liberator Harasser just taxing in his APM over and over again, getting little bits of damage. I don't know if each Liberator trades cost efficiently directly, but oh, luckily, no Planetary in the top. Okay, no Corruptors on the left. The Liberators everywhere are causing him issues. Corruptors are the secret to deal with Libs. The fact that he's got those Corruptors out in both armies is huge. He might even want more. He's got about 8 right now in total. I think about 12 might be the number he needs. The medevacs are getting pushed back. Denying that top right. He's keeping it back. They need to bring more units over. He does need Overseers. This is something that he hasn't replaced his Overseers in a while. He's only got, I think, a couple in the main army, but none on that right lane. Oh, actually, yes, he does. I saw 2 Overseers there. Maybe that's the main army group, though. This is... Oh, here we go. Queen's coming in. Queen... Oh... Liberator will kill her. He can't save that Queen. Liberator does go down, though. Oh, man. The stress you got to feel in a game like this. His ability to keep up with the pressure. You can tell there's not that much conscious thought. It's just instincts. And they're killer instincts. They're amazing. Look at this. He's like, nah, let's go. Let's break this base again. Vipers are a little clumped. He spreads them. The pre-spread on the Vipers is excellent. Look at that. Because he knows he's going to get AMP'd. He doesn't want them to all get AMP'd at the same time. Changelings in front, abducting some of these Liberators. Oh, the Ghost's not AMPing! The Ghost's not AMPing is huge! He lands Blinding Clouds and abducts on all the Liberators. Only 2 Libs on the left are still there. His Ultras dodge that. Baneling's rolling into the mineral line. He's going after those Ghosts. Those Ghosts were clumped. You could see there was a bunch of Ghosts taking damage there. The Ultra gets some good damage as well. Oh, me, oh my. The Corruptor's taking out the Liberators. He's got to be careful, though. If there's a lot more Ghosts up there, they could snipe the Corruptors. That's where these fights turn south. This is absolutely nuts right now. The Ultra's trying to go after the Planetary. It's deep in the red. His base on the right is under siege. It looks like it's getting harassed right now. He will take out that command center on the left. Yep, no spores on that right side, costing him. The double Lib will start to whittle down the workers on his right side base. He's almost out of money. But knowing that top right is denied, he knows that the Terran's broke. The Terran needed to focus everything on defending this base on the left, and I think they should have had the Ghosts in 2 separate squads. I think the Terran Archon made a mistake of giving one player the Ghost control when they should have split them between 2. Because when you get 15 Ghosts, 20 Ghosts together, they just end up in a ball running backwards, not actually fighting for most of the fight and not landing snipes. Whereas if you've got them kind of in different areas, if the Zerg overcommits, the snipes start to land, they get gunned down. But you can see now there's not enough bio to hang on. The Liberator lines have been broken. There's none of that turret siege tank support anymore. Raynor has managed to weather a storm of ridiculous harassment and push on through here. And that is actually insane. Like, just the pressure for 24 minutes now. Surviving that long. He's still got a Burrowed Zergling in the top right of the map. And that's huge. That is massive. Oh, watch out for the snipes. The Ghosts are out of energy, though. They were cloaked. Anytime you make the Ghost cloak, it does ruin their snipe energy for the future. The APM, I hope he shows the APM at the end often, because it actually combines the player's APM. I'd say with 5 players, they're probably at about 900 APM, maybe 1,000. Because each player doesn't have that much to control, but they are microing hard and macroing hard, so they easily could be above 1,000 APM. Raynor's probably on about 500 average himself. Chat saying his average APM is actually 600. I don't know if that's referring to these games or just in general in Zerg vs Terran, but that's wild. Oh man. Oh me or my. Okay, the Corruptor Ultra Viper there. Ooh, okie doke. Okie doke. Oh, Infestors. Oh, cheeky boys. Cheeky boys. Oh, yeah. Oh, he doubled up on the fungal. A little sloppy there. I think he could have waited and chained them, but the bio coming in from behind probably would have killed the Infestus, so fair enough. Denying that base on the right side. They should, I mean, they've still got some money coming in. I guess it's that front base. It's still got a few minerals left. Oh, Abducts on the Vipers, the Libs are huge. Yet now that they've lost momentum, they're never landing EMPs, and this is actually the biggest thing you need to do to stop this style. You need to scan ahead or see them with the Sense Tower and EMP those Vipers. Those Viper spells were excellent. They were beautiful. And that there is going to be the end of that game, guys. Did we get an APM? Did you guys see? He kind of scrolled through all the tabs in the fraction of a second. Pro gamers like to troll me a little bit. I'm always like, oh, I hope we see the APM. And then he literally scrolls through. Oh, I think we saw it. I think we just saw it. I know this is really hard to see, guys. Average APM was 954. I can barely see it. 954 for their Archon. 614 APM for Raynor. What in the heck? What in the heck, man? Absolutely legendary. That was sick. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Thank you so much for watching. And I really think Raynor is looking poised to make a top 4 at Katowice.